How can anybody jump to conclusions? Life is still moving on. The world still turns. We will never see how it all turns out. We will only see what happens. This is a never-ending procession. It's a sea of constant change. There is no conclusion. So don't jump to one. I am reminded of that age-old tale of wisdom of the man who lost his horse one day. And his farmer said, "Oh man, what terrible luck for you." And the farmer said, "We'll see." Next day, horse comes back with 3 wild horses. And the neighbor says, "Wow, you got 3 new horses and your old one returned. What great luck for you." And the farmer said, "We'll see." Next day, his son is trying to tame the 3 horses and gets thrown and breaks his leg. And the neighbor says, "What terrible luck for you." And the farmer says, "We'll see." And the next day, some members of the army come by looking for all able-bodied men to join the war. And his son is with a broken leg, so they can't take him away. And the neighbor says, "What great luck for you." And the farmer says, "We'll see." And I think of that story all the time. I think of it when people in the news, in the media, in politics, in global conflicts are always telling us why we should just lose our minds and just freak out, stare at the screen, for another 10 more hours and just total panic and like it's the end of the world. We've never seen anything like this. This is, America's ruined, it'll never come back. Or, this is the end of life as we know it. Everything is so final. And this planet, keeps spinning. And sometimes the worst atrocities in human history led to some of the greatest peace times in human history. They led to such profound ways in the ways we interact with each other. They can defeat Nazism. They can defeat fascism. And maybe it'll rise again. And maybe it'll go away again, The point is that we never need to lose our minds. We never need to get carried away with excitement and joy and optimism, or pessimism and fear and panic, because everything will just always be changing. And everything great in the world came from all of the terrible things that came before it. Everything is connected through this unbroken chain of cause and effect. And I just think it's amazing and a miracle that we're all still here, we're all alive, society's humming along despite all those ups and downs, and I know that we'll get through it. And I know that no matter what happens, just gotta wait and see. So I also think that this is true in our daily lives. Every job I've ever been let go from led to a better job. Every recession, which led to a panic in my own mind and body, led to opportunities that never would have happened without it. It's kind of like washing a car. It's like you gotta cover it with all this soapy stuff to get to the real shiny stuff. You just don't know what's gonna happen. And sometimes it takes a villain to show us our heroes. Sometimes it is the scary, dark times that lead to the greatest times. There's also that great quote that bad times make strong men, great times make weak men. And I think that is true. We see that history cycle all the time. There's just always a good seed in the bad. And there is the seed of decay in that growth. There is just this constancy of change. And we can really think of it like that symbol, the yin-yang, with the light and the dark side. And the dark side has that little dot of light, or the light side has that little dot of darkness. You know, it's all connected, and it's like how the fire can clear away all of the old brush and make a fertile soil for new stuff to grow. I just think that we never need to worry or jump to conclusions or think we know what's best. You know, it's great to be in politics. It's great to fight for causes that you care about. But if you lose, or even while you're fighting, it's okay to realize, like, if this doesn't go the way I believe that it should, maybe that'll work out better than I ever imagined. You know, all of this is possible. This is all true. I see in politics both sides of every argument. You know, I really do love all people. And when I see, you know, it's like, oh, they make a good argument. Oh, they make a good argument. You know, it's like, you really can see how there's pluses and minuses to everything. And as long as we keep, you know, battling the ideas and keep clashing with the opposition and keep refining our ideas and keep trying to improve society and letting the best ideas win, we tend to move in this very positive direction. And, you know, no one is fighting for segregation anymore. Like, that is a dead concept. And I think it's just wonderful that they battled it out, and Martin Luther King won the day, and no longer do we have to have separate restaurants for different groups of people. Just wonderful. So, you know, we do have this awakening collective consciousness that through those ups and downs keeps moving upwards. And we can, you know, see it in our personal lives. We can see people change dramatically. We always do this. We know someone in maybe third grade, and we're like, that guy was a jerk. And then we see them when they're 30, and they're the nicest people in the world. And, you know, we had this idea of them in our mind that they were always that kid. And, you know, the fact is, we just have to allow people to be who they are. And we will never be surprised as long as we don't jump to conclusions. Recently, like so many of us, I've experienced some tragedies in my life, some loss of some very close people. And that is what inspired me to write this book, Grief and Spiritual Healing, because the teachings I lay out here are what helped me survive and get through such a horrible time. And I hope that these teachings can help you and your loved ones as well. It's available on Amazon in print and Kindle. And all the profits will go to a nonprofit foundation to help other people grieving.